Hey everyone, I'm your host Cadence, and welcome back to another episode of Project Honesty. This is a podcast by a young adult, for young adults, to acquire unfiltered advice and bold opinions, as well as take deep dives into the issues shaping our world. We'll challenge ideas, explore new perspectives, and have fun while navigating the ups and downs of life. This is Project Honesty, where truth meets curiosity and every conversation matters. Hey, we are back with part 2 of Reddit Am I the Asshole threads. This is being recorded on the same night. Part 1 is late. It'll be up in hopefully an hour. And then this one is the one that's coming out at 10 a.m. on the 18th, which is today, because it's currently 12 o'clock. We are back with part 2 of Reddit stuff. We have 4 stories on here today. It'll be a little shorter than part 1, but that's okay. Let's just jump right into it, wasting no time whatsoever. Am I the asshole for saying I don't want to be my friend's, quote, fat bridesmaid aesthetic? I, 29 female, have a friend, 30 female, who's getting married in October. We've been close since college, but lately it feels like I'm just aesthetic filler to her. She picked her bridal party dresses without asking for input, and they're tight, like Skims meets sausage casing tight. I'm a size 16. The other girls are size 2 to 6. I asked if there were other options, and she laughed and said, "No, I love how it looks with all different body types. It's giving real woman." Excuse me? I asked her straight up if she just wanted me there as some token of diversity of size, and she got quiet, then hit me with the, "You're so confident though, that's why I wanted you in it," which honestly is code for, "You make me look better." I told her I'm not comfortable being someone's walking body positivity prop, and maybe she should get one of her influencer friends instead. She cried, told me I was ruining her vision, and now the group chat is weirdly quiet. My boyfriend thinks I should just suck it up for the day, but I'm so tired of pretending shit doesn't bother me when it clearly does. Am I the asshole for saying that I don't want to be a part of her Pinterest fantasy? Okay, on Reddit you can vote for stories and stuff. I don't. People said that this girl isn't the asshole. And honestly, I agree to a certain extent. And here's why. Because I would basically do anything for my best friend. But I also know that my best friend loves me enough to not put me in a situation that makes me extremely uncomfortable with something she's aware of. The way she said it's giving real woman that doesn't sit right with me. I agree. As someone who is a bigger person, I will never lie about that. I understand that body issues exist. I've experienced them my whole life. I still do. And you know what? A fat girl's confidence doesn't mean she's comfortable in everything. Saying that very bluntly. I agree with the part that said I told her I'm not comfortable with being someone's walking body positivity prop. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Just because I'm confident in my body doesn't mean I need to show it off all the time. And you know what? Yeah, I agree. It kind of sucks because you're her friend and you're saying no to something that she wants for her wedding. But maybe this isn't a friendship that is worth it. Just saying. Because your friends should not be toting you around like some token. Your friends are supposed to love you the exact way that you are and not really put you in situations that make you wildly uncomfortable. And that disrespect your boundaries. Just saying. So no, I don't think you're the asshole under the circumstances that I've already brought up. Am I the asshole for telling my parents that they neglected me because of my brother's illness? So I'm a 16-year-old girl, and I have an older brother who is 20, and he moved out about 2 months ago. My brother has misophonia. I don't know everything about the illness, and I don't want to say anything wrong, but it's basically being triggered by certain sounds. He was diagnosed at the age of 7 when I was 4, and he has a very strong version of the illness, I think. Me and my brother used to get along okay, but it got worse after that. Funnily enough, all of his triggers were connected to me. My laughing, my walking, my eating, everything I did seemed to trigger him. I remember my father yelling at me when I was like 6 because I laughed while my brother was also in the car. I wasn't allowed to eat dinner with them. My parents would eat with him when he was finished, he could leave and then I could get my food. I didn't even really understand what was going on because I was a little kid. I was often alone because I couldn't go anywhere with them and because I would trigger him, and when we did something together it didn't feel the same. Because even alone, I was always scared to do something wrong and get yelled at. Even in school, I would barely talk or laugh. I was never very close with my family and spent most of my time alone in my room or with friends outside. Since my brother moved out, my parents are trying to get me to connect with them more. This morning my mom asked me if I wanted to go see a movie with her, and I was already in a bad mood because I was stressed due to exams, so I sort of just snapped and told her I didn't want to, and to stop trying to fix things with me because it was ruined and that she couldn't fix the neglect they put me through simply by watching a movie with me. Then she yelled back at me and told me to stop being jealous of my brother and that they were doing the best they could and that they didn't want to neglect me and just tried to take care of my brother. I just left after that, and both my parents have been ignoring me all day, and now I feel kind of bad. I still really love them. Am I the asshole? For calling out your parents' neglect at 16 doesn't make you an asshole. I promise you that. I think it's hard for parents to be called out for things that they do because they feel as though they failed. But in actuality, when you call a parent out for something, it literally just means, hey, please, don't do this again. Or, oh, this is how I actually feel, and I feel comfortable sharing that with you. That is what's going on. Okay? And you were stressed out, and I think, you could just apologize for snapping. I think that might be okay. I think that is worth an apology. But as looking at the situation in a whole, no, you were neglected. You were 100% neglected. These situations happen to families all the time, and there's always ways to kind of get over this or figure it out to still function as a family unit, yet accept the illness that comes into the household. Without being neglectful of your other children. So I think, no, you're not the asshole, because that's fucking neglect. And the fact that you have to call that out and have to relive those experiences and be so conscientious of everything you do based on the trauma that you went through, yeah, that's not okay. That's not cool at all. Yeah, you're not an asshole. Am I the asshole for not letting my brother's girlfriend be in our wedding photos? Specifically, our family photo. I, 28 male, recently got married. Everything went well overall, but there was a bit of drama involving my brother, 26 male, and his current girlfriend, 22 female. Basically, my brother has a new girlfriend every month. I'm not exaggerating. He never had a relationship that lasted longer than 2 to 3 months, and we've all just kind of gotten used to it. It's kind of like a family joke, actually. So when it came time to take our official family wedding photos, I got him to the side and asked him politely if his girlfriend could sit out for that specific photo. They were together for 2 months at that point. We included her in the casual shots, but for the formal family portrait that was going to be framed and hung in our home, I just didn't want to include someone who we probably wouldn't even see again in a month on our family picture that will stay forever. He got really upset and said that I was being disrespectful to him and his relationship. He said I'm acting like his relationships don't matter. My dad came and convinced him for a moment to take a photo without her, but they left the wedding early after taking the photo without her. Now he's barely talking to any of us. The worst thing is, my mom is on his side and said I should have included her and that I can't know if their relationship is going to last or not. She said once me and my wife were in our second month of dating and how we got to marriage. Now both my brother and my mom are mad at me. I don't feel like I did anything wrong. I got nothing against her personally. She seems nice. But I know my brother. I don't think he takes relationships seriously. He's had more girlfriends in the last year than I've had in a lifetime. LOL. Am I the asshole? No. Again, this is like last episode when I talked about the fucking kid-free weddings and how people find that so hard to respect. No, because you know what? It's not judging a book by its cover if his actions meet what you think they're gonna do. You know, like, if you know that he brings a new girl home very frequently, and you don't want this weird weirdo that you don't know in your freaking family portrait, I think that's so reasonable to ask for. Like, hello? You don't know her. They haven't. 2 months is not enough for you to, like, be included in important family shit like a wedding photo. She is, like, at +1 status at the moment. She's not at, oh, let's hop into the side of the family portrait status at the moment. Yeah, that's... And also, bro, why is your mom switching teams? What's going on? Why is your mom like, it's fine? No, it's not. Okay? That's weird. That's so fucking weird. And you know what? She's like, oh, but you can't predict if they're going to stay together forever. Mom, bro's a hoe. He's a hoe. They're not going to stay together. Like, it's so... When people become so predictable and then get mad at you for you using their predictableness against them, it's hilarious. Like, we know your past, dude. We know. I don't. Oh my god. Like, no. You are not the asshole for not wanting some random girl in your family portrait. I think that's reasonable to ask her to step out, personally. And the last one in today's very short Am I the Asshole episode. Am I the asshole for blowing up at my parents for something my adult sister did? I, 26 female, have a sister, Amy, who's 28, who has always had a difficult relationship with food. She was bullied as a kid and turned to food for comfort. As an adult, she still struggles with self-control, especially around things she finds appetizing. Our parents have never set boundaries with her around food, and that's carried into adulthood. She currently lives with them, and they do all the grocery shopping and cooking. My husband, 28 male, recently had a birthday, and I planned a surprise party. I sent him out of the house for a few hours so I could set up and ask my parents to come help. I specifically asked them not to bring Amy as the setting up involved putting out snacks, drinks, and a homemade cake with frosting. They showed up with Amy anyways, saying it wouldn't be fair to exclude her. I gave her a few small tasks and specifically asked her not to touch any of the food until guests arrive, but I was too busy to keep a constant eye on her. At one point, I went into the kitchen and found Amy with the fridge open, eating the frosting out of a mixing bowl. She had eaten nearly half of it. As soon as she saw me, she burst into tears and said she only meant to try a little bit but couldn't stop. My parents heard us and came in. My mom said it wasn't that big of a deal since the cake was untouched and still had enough frosting for a crumb coat. But I planned to do specific cake decorations, and now there wasn't enough frosting. I didn't have the time or ingredients to make more. My dad suggested going to the store to buy a tub of pre-made frosting, saying it was the same thing. I explained my husband tries to avoid a lot of the ingredients found in store-bought frosting and wouldn't want that. My dad said to just not tell him since he wouldn't even know the difference. That suggestion was super frustrating to me. I told my parents that they couldn't convince me that this was no big deal, and that they had allowed this by not setting boundaries with Amy's binge eating and by bringing her to set up. They told me to back off and to be more sensitive to my sister, and that it wasn't her fault. I responded by saying that I was more angry at them because at least Amy felt bad while they were trying to downplay the entire situation. They got upset and said it wasn't fair to blame Amy for to blame them for Amy's choices and that she was an adult and they can't control her. They also said that they were trying to help by giving suggestions and that I was being stubborn by shutting all of them down. They ended up leaving and now they're giving me the silent treatment, even though Amy has apologized for eating the frosting. Am I the asshole for involving them in this? No. Okay, this is such a weird situation because it's okay, first of all, Amy, despite the fact that she does have a little bit of accountability in her body, it's weird that she hasn't even grown up with the sense that doing something like that is selfish. You know, if store-bought frosting was fine to put on this cake, you don't think that fucking you would have done it? Like, if that was something that was interesting for the husband and the wife in this situation, then she would have just bought fucking store-bought frosting. Making your own fucking frosting is money. In this economy, butter, bro? Like, come on. It's a clear choice to have homemade frosting in this situation, and if they wanted store-bought frosting, they would have got it. Yeah, that's... Your parents, I hate to break it to you, they're very immature. Like, get over it. You raised a daughter that has no self-control, and now she has to face the consequences of it. Like, parents that downplay situations for their kids' sake don't actually realize that that's hurting their kid in the end, because it's like, okay, when are you gonna teach your child, though, to, like, have accountability? But in this situation, it's worse because the child is an adult. It's an adult. She's an adult. So it makes it worse, I think. You're not the asshole. Your parents are immature. Your sister needs a therapist. I don't really know. Yeah, you're not an asshole. And I'm sorry that you had to deal with that, because immature parents, we don't like them here. Yeah, that's... my God. Parents who can't respect their kids' boundaries because they go, oh, it's my kid, man. Stop. Shut up. Like, your kids are allowed to have boundaries. Ugh. That's why teenagers are sometimes so afraid to have boundaries, because they don't want to get yelled at. But it's like, what? We are taught our whole lives, oh, it's okay to, like, have boundaries. It's fine. Why are boundaries not okay when it comes to our parents sometimes? That's beyond me. I don't know. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Project Honesty. I know this one was short, but it was sweet, and it's a connector to the second Am I the Asshole episode that was released today. You can check us out on social media. Our Instagram is project_honesty24. Our TikTok is project.honesty. Our website is linked in our Instagram bio, and we are available for listening on Spotify and YouTube. If you enjoy listening to Project Honesty, share us with friends and family, and you can direct them to the Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, website, or TikTok to help them learn more. Subscribe, follow, and click the bell icon for updates when I post. And remember, the more listeners, the bigger the family.